Have you ever caught yourself thinking, why am I so exhausted around my own family, but I can handle everyone else just fine? And then immediately feeling guilty for even thinking that you love them, you care. So why does your body feel heavy after a phone call, tight before a visit, numb during a conversation? By the end of this video, you'll understand why empaths don't actually burn out from people. They burn out from the roles they were assigned in their families. You'll see why you keep stepping back into that role, even when it hurts. And you'll know the exact sentence you can use the next time the old dynamic starts pulling you in. Because here's what no one tells sensitive, emotionally intelligent women. You weren't just a daughter or a sister or the strong one. You were given a job. Maybe you were the peacekeeper, the one who sensed tension before anyone spoke. Maybe you became the emotional support system for a parent who didn't have one. Maybe you were the mature one, the responsible one, the one who didn't cause trouble. And here's the part no one explains. When you're assigned a role in childhood, your nervous system fuses that role with love. If I keep the peace, I belong. If I stay calm, I'm safe. If I don't need too much, I won't be rejected. Listen closely. This wasn't a manipulation. It was adaptation. As a child, you did what you had to do to stay connected, because for a child, connection feels like survival. But now you're an adult, and your body is still running the old job description. You can spend hours supporting a friend and feel fulfilled. You can show up powerfully at work, but one family dinner leaves you drained in a way that feels ancient. That's not random. That's your nervous system stepping back into a familiar script. The burnout doesn't come from loving them. It comes from automatically shape-shifting into who you had to be. Maybe you notice your voice change. You become softer or smaller or overly agreeable. Maybe you start sharing your real opinions. Maybe you start sharing a room again, tracking everyone's emotional temperature, and you don't even realize you're doing it. That's the first sign. You feel like you regress around them, capable everywhere else, but 10 years younger in that house. That's not weakness. That's your nervous system recognizing, that's your nervous system recognizing building up an old survival strategy. The second sign is quieter but heavier. You feel responsible for emotions that aren't yours. If your mother is upset, you feel tension in your chest. If your father is disappointed, your stomach drops. If siblings argue, your body prepares to mediate. And before you've decided to get involved, you're already involved internally. But here's the reframe that changes everything. Feeling something doesn't mean it belongs to you. Empathy is your sensitivity. Over-responsibility is the role. And when those two blur together, burnout becomes inevitable. There's a moment that happens in family dynamics that almost no one talks about. Someone makes a subtle comment, a sigh, a look, a passive-aggressive joke, and your nervous system lights up. Not because the comment is devastating, but because it's familiar. Your body remembers what your mind tries to minimize. And here's the third sign. You leave interactions replaying what you said, wondering if you upset someone, planning how to smooth it over next time while no one else seems to be carrying that weight. That mental replay isn't overthinking. It's hypervigilance learned long ago. The reason you keep stepping back into the role isn't because you don't know better. It's because roles feel predictable, and predictability feels safe to the nervous system, even when it's exhausting. There's comfort in knowing who you're supposed to be, even if that version of you is smaller. And here's the fourth sign. When you try to change, even slightly, the system pushes back. You speak up once, and someone says you're too sensitive. You don't answer immediately, and you're accused of being distant. You stop fixing things, and suddenly you're selfish. Notice what happens inside you when that pushback comes. Your body wants to retreat, to apologize, to restore the old balance. That urge doesn't mean you're wrong. It means the system is used to absorbing the discomfort so others don't have to. And here's the fifth sign. You feel guilty for wanting space. And here's the fifth sign. You feel guilty for wanting space. You tell yourself they've done so much for you, or other families have it worse. You minimize your exhaustion. You question your perception. But exhaustion is data. It's not betrayal. Your exhaustion is information. It's your nervous system saying, this role is too heavy now. And here's the part no one tells you. You can love your family and outgrow the role at the same time. Those two truths can exist together. But to step out of the role, you have to notice the moment it activates. It's usually fast. Someone shares a problem and you feel the immediate urge to fix it. Someone is upset and you rush to soothe. Someone is disappointed and you start adjusting yourself. Before you speak next time, let your body pause for just one breath. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice your shoulders. Ask yourself quietly, is this mine to carry? That question alone begins to loosen the role. And in a moment, I'm going to show you this simple reset your body needs so you can treat yourself without guilt and the exact words you can use to protect your energy while still staying grounded in your truth. There is a moment right before you automatically step back into the role where your body gives you a signal. It might be a tightening in your chest, a subtle drop in your stomach, a sudden sense of urgency, like you need to fix something immediately. Most empaths ignore this moment because it happens so fast, but this moment is everything. Because this is where your nervous system is asking you a question it never asked before. Will you abandon yourself or will you stay? And here's the part that changes everything. And you don't need to force yourself to become cold. You don't need to stop caring. You only need to stay present inside your own body while you care. That's what breaks the old role. So here is a simple reset. You can do it in about 60 seconds, even if you're standing in the same room with them. First, take one slow breath in through your nose, and as you inhale, feel your feet pressing gently into the ground. Not dramatically, just enough to remind your nervous system that you are here now in your adult body. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, and as you exhale, let your shoulders drop even slightly. And quietly inside yourself, say this one sentence. I am allowed to be here without carrying everything. That's it. Breath, body, and sentence. This interrupts the automatic survival response and reminds your nervous system that you have a choice now. And here's what's powerful. The more you do this, the more your body stops assuming that love requires self-erasure. Now listen closely, because this is where your voice begins to change. Not louder, not harsher, just clearer. The next time someone begins placing emotional weight on you that isn't yours, you can say, I care about you, but I don't have the capacity to take this on right now. Notice there is no attack in that sentence, no blame, just truth. And if they push further, you can stay grounded and say, I'm working on being more honest about what I can and can't hold. You don't need to justify it beyond that. And sometimes the most powerful boundary is the simplest one. I need some time to myself today. We can talk another time. These words may feel unfamiliar at first because the old role taught you that your needs were negotiable. But your nervous system learns through action, not intention. Every time you honor your limit, you teach your body that you are safe to protect. And there's something else important to understand. When you begin stepping out of the role, you may feel guilt. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing something new. Guilt is often just the emotional echo of an outdated survival strategy. It doesn't mean stop, it means your nervous system is adjusting. This is where you pause and ask yourself honestly, do I feel calm and safe being who they expect me to be? Do I feel tense when I imagine disappointing them When I say yes, do I actually mean yes? When I imagine choosing myself, what emotion comes up first? These questions are not meant to judge you. They are meant to bring you back into relationship with yourself. Because for so long, your attention has been outward. Now it's allowed to come inward too. Here's the truth most empaths never hear. Your family may never consciously realize the role you carried. They may not see how much of yourself you gave to keep emotional balance. Waiting for them to validate that reality can keep you stuck in the role even longer, but your healing does not require their awareness. It requires yours. The moment you see the role clearly, it begins to lose its unconscious power, and something surprising starts to happen. You stop feeling the same urgency. You stop over-explaining. You stop abandoning your body to maintain connection. And in its place, something quieter and stronger emerges. Self-trust. Self-trust doesn't mean you stop loving them. It means you stop leaving yourself to love them. It means you stop leaving yourself to love them. It means your empathy includes you. It means you can sit in the same room, hear the same tone, feel the same emotional pull, and still remain rooted inside your own experience. And at first, this may feel unfamiliar, but unfamiliar doesn't mean wrong. It means free from the past. One day you'll notice something small but profound. You'll leave an interaction, and instead of exhaustion, you'll feel neutral or calm. And that's when you realize the role is no longer running you. You are choosing. And that choice changes everything. Because you were never meant to carry the emotional weight of an entire system. You were meant to live inside your own life, in your own body, with your own truth intact. And as you continue this process, you'll discover something even deeper. The more you stop abandoning yourself, the more authentic your connections become. Because real love doesn't require you to disappear. Real love allows you to remain. In the next video, we'll talk about why empaths often feel guilty when they finally choose themselves, and how to release that guilt without losing your compassion.